What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. I might have talked on this briefly, but I don't think I did like a full podcast episode talking on it. Hold on, let me check one last time. TMossBoss Show, last few days of work. Something? No. Okay, just a few of my other videos, but not. I talked on my old job, but yeah, overall, I have not talked on like the last few days at my old job. So for those that don't know, I used to work at this cafe prior before becoming a full-time content creator. But I used to work at this cafe in downtown Seattle, and it was nice, it was, well, especially like the last few months of really working there. It got like really good. Like, we hired good people, everything was chilled, everything was relaxed. At times you kind of would get like an occasional like coworker or customer that bother you a little bit, but other than that, days was chilled there. Like when everybody was there, when you had a full staff, all of that, it was chill, it was cool. But anyways, so it was probably the last like couple of weeks. That's when that's when our job had kind of started taking the pandemic seriously. And so it was probably like them last 2 weeks, definitely, because I remember that first week, I might have worked like a few days, I think, because I think it was like chilled in the beginning, but then when it got like towards the like rest of the week, I think I had that Thursday and Friday off. I think that's how it was set up. And then, so I had that Thursday and Friday, and then I think it was going to be my friends Jack and Megan. They were gonna work like the other like days and stuff. And so I can't remember. Like, I think that's how it was set up. I don't know, but anyways, so we had like our schedule thing figured out. And I remember I remember like that last that second to last day. So me and my friend Megan, because she was, it's messed up because they hired her in like the beginning of 2020, and so she only worked there for like maybe 2 months, but I don't know why it felt like she had worked there so much longer. I know she told me, I remember she said she worked at a different location, but other than that, like, man, it felt like she had been working there for like multiple like months. Like, it felt like it was a long time, but no, like, she was cool though. Like, I think that's probably why it felt like it was such a long time, because we were automatically cool with each other as soon as she started working there. So anyways, so I remember it was me and her, because Jack, he figured it like out the whole schedule thing. So I think he was gonna have like the first couple of days off, and then Megan was gonna have like next few days off, and then I was gonna have my days off. And so anyways, but there was gonna be a day where both me and her was gonna work together. So that day, and I think after that, I was gonna have my days off and stuff. So anyways, me and her, we cleaned up like the whole cafe. Like, we cleaned the outside, because the cafe was like big. It was somewhat big. So because they had like an area where it was like all the foods and all of that. It was kind of like a restaurant. It was like borderline a restaurant pretty much. But it had like, we cleaned like the cafe part where people would be gathering up their foods and snacks and drinks and all of that. Like, we cleaned the shelves, we cleaned the soda machine, we cleaned the soda machine area. Right next to it was the coffee machine. We cleaned those. We cleaned pretty much everything's like the shelves for the drinks and all the other stuff, like, and then we cleaned the tables, we cleaned all over the place, pretty much like the whole cafe. I think the only thing that we didn't clean was the ceiling. Like, we cleaned pretty much everything else. But anyways, so I remember that day just being crazy slow, and we was like, and usually like when we're doing that, when we're cleaning, we'll get like a customer like maybe like every like 5 minutes. We'll have like then 2.5 minutes to crack jokes, talk and all that. Then that next 2.5 minutes is just cleaning. Customer walks up, we ring them up. Then it's just that. Then that's just that like constant circle and stuff. So it wasn't even that. Like, we were just cleaning nonstop, and it would probably be a customer like every like 15 to like 20 minutes, probably 30. And so anyways, I remember like they ended up sending me home early, because it was like, okay, well, why have you here? And I'm all like, hey, yo, if I could go home early, I'm gonna take it. So, anyways, I left when I remember I wasn't even really taking the pandemic seriously at the start of it all. I remember I went to the Nike store, I went to this other sneaker store, and people were like, I remember I had a few friends that work at the Nike store, and they were telling me, one of them was all like, why are you here? Like, there's a whole pandemic going, or there's like a virus going around and stuff. Because the pandemic hadn't really started yet. They hadn't really declared a pandemic and stuff. And so, anyways, I'm all like, man, I'm chilling. I ain't worried about that. I'm good. So I'm like, my hands is clean. I'm a clean person, all right? So, a few months down the road, I wasn't saying that. I'm like looking at everybody like, hey, yo, back up. Okay, I will roundhouse you if you don't back up from me. So, but anyways, so I remember I was doing that, walking around and all that. And then went home, and I remember I was thinking in my head like, oh, it's gonna be a breeze like these next, because I think they were talking on we were gonna have like 2 weeks off and stuff. So I'm like, okay, like my plan was like, okay, I'm gonna really kill it with like making videos and all that crap. And it's crazy. I'm all like, I know I'm needed this that time, because I was like, nah, it was like I needed more than just 2 weeks with the amount of work that I had did. Like, oh man, and then still feeling like I didn't do enough. Like, still to this day, I feel like I didn't do enough. Like, I still feel like I don't do enough, and so that's why you guys see me creating channels and working on videos 24/7. But anyways, so fast forward next week, they have me working on that Monday, and so that Monday was the last day for all of us, like, because we actually had it planned out that I was going to work Monday. Megan, I think, was going to work Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Jack was going to work Thursday and Friday. And so we already had weekends off, so we ain't had to trip about the weekends. But anyways, so Monday rolls around, the virus is being taken more serious. It already had made its way out to Washington State. Like, I think it had made its way out to Washington State, like, maybe maybe a couple of weeks before we had finally closed down. But anyways, so I show up. It's dead quiet, bruh. Dead quiet. There's barely any chefs and cooks. I think all three managers was there, and I was the only cashier at my location. So I obviously there's a three-person cashier cafe. So I was the only cashier. But I think even at the other locations, I think one location was actually closed. Was it closed down? I can't remember. But anyways, I know my location was slow, and I really don't know too much about the other locations, but they had pretty much like closed down every floor in the building. Like, that whole day, I think I might have ringed up like maybe less than 10 customers, maybe like close to 10, a little over 10. But I remember ringing up, like, that was definitely the slowest day ever. Like, usually I know, like, prior before, like on Christmas weeks, any other holiday weeks, like I remember it was one week, it was 4th of July week, and I remember it being slow. But yeah, all the every Christmas it would be slow, and it wasn't like it, bruh. It was worse. It was worse the second, or we're not, well, it was worse this time around with the virus and things. And so anyways, I remember just overall walking around looking at stuff. And what other thing? Oh yeah, by the way, I was kind of going through some things, and so I kind of had some stuff on my mind at the time that was really just killing my mood. But other than that, like, I was chilling. Not really. If I'm gonna be truthfully honest, I was not doing the chilling. Okay, so anyways, but yeah, so I remember like really just walking around, not doing nothing. Like, it was so slow. Like, everything was cleaned up. Everything was like, I was up on my, like, pretty much on my phone, like, at sometimes, I was like, bruh, I think there was like the one time where I actually did something was when I sat there and talked to he was like the head chef, but he was new and stuff. And so I think he also had just got hired on not too long prior before the place had closed down. So anyways, I remember me and him, we kind of just had like we actually had like a conversation. Most of the times we were just over there cracking jokes, like, with each other, with other coworkers. But other than that, like, we actually was just talking and stuff. And he was telling me about his personal life. and he was telling me how like he was probably gonna start doing construction again, and because he didn't, like nobody didn't really know what was gonna go on with the cafe and stuff. So anyways, he's telling me about that, and then I was telling them about YouTube, and I hadn't picked up Twitch streaming. I didn't have like the amount of channels I have now back then. So anyways, I was telling him about that, and then I think he went back to go like do some other like stuff or clean, or maybe make some food or something. I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, he walks off. I'm just walking around, and then it got to the point where he was pretty much like because he had been working. I think he started working there a couple of months prior before I did. So he was like the pretty much the head manager, but he started handing us out letters and stuff talking about we've been like furloughed. And so he was just, and then he was like, I can see the fear in his eyes, like we did not know what was gonna happen. Like bruh, I've never seen him look like that. Like and I don't know, maybe that was just me, I don't know, maybe that's just how he always looked, and I just hadn't really paid attention. But in my opinion, that he looked scared. Like he honestly looked scared. Like he did not know what was gonna happen. I don't know. Maybe his job was in jeopardy and stuff. Like, and it was far more worse for him than it was for any of us and things. Cause I mean, we all had like places that we can go to and do. Like I had YouTube, head chef, had construction, and then I think Jack, I think he had just picked up a second job not too long before. And Megan, I think, what was Megan? I think she was I think, didn't she start? Or was that the other cashier, Melissa? I think that was my other friend, Melissa, where she started kind of working at the school. I don't know. But we all had backup plans and stuff. So we was all good. And, man, I'm telling you, like I had never seen him look scared before. And that day, he honestly looked scared. And so he was handing us out these letters. I went to the other location, and I told them, because I was all like, hey, yo, because I was like, I think I had went on my lunch break. And so, I was, I think that's what had happened. So I went on my lunch break. They went over there and told us, like, yeah, we all been furloughed. And so I'm like, wait a minute, what? Like, what do you, I didn't hear nothing about that. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Let me go over to my location and see. Then that's when I think when he handed us out the letters and stuff. So anyways, that happened. And then after that, I kind of was just helping out the other. I think we eventually closed down early. And so we closed down early. I was kind of helping out because I didn't really have to do nothing, so I was helping out the cooks and the chef with like their cleaning up stuff, and then eventually I went home, and after that, then that's when the pandemic had started. I went straight home. I was like, because like I said, I was kind of like had some stuff running through my mind, but anyways, I went and just went straight home. Overall was just kind of like chilling and stuff, and then that's when it was like and then it was not too long after that. I think it was that next month, because we shut down in April, or that's when we were like all furloughed, and then like the district manager, I think he was considered the district manager. And he called me up, and then he called me personally. It wasn't like no like text message or no email or nothing. Like he called me personally, because I was pretty cool with like the head managers and stuff. I know the district manager, and I think it was his manager, his higher up. Like I was cool with both of them. Like it's like rare that you hear stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe that was just me, but I thought I was chill with them. Like the one, like the head manager or the manager over the district manager, I know he would always come through, and me and him, we would just be sitting there just like, talking and stuff. Like we were cool. And then the district manager, me and him, we was cool too. And it was just like, I know he called me up personally, and he told me like, yeah, we were all laid off. And I'm like, oh, really? And so I'm like, we kind of like, talked for a little bit. And then I remember he wished me like the best of luck with YouTube. And after that, like it was, that was the last time I heard from him. That was the last time I actually heard from, I'm friends with, I have Jack's number, because me and him, I can't remember when we exchanged numbers, but yeah, we both got each other's numbers. I was already friends with Megan on social media. But it was like everybody else, though, I wasn't really like friends. Like there was this one cook there named Nate, and I know they said he moved back home somewhere. I can't remember exactly where he moved to, and I ain't trying to say like the wrong thing, but all I just know is that they say he moved back to his hometown somewhere in Asia. So yeah, I was all like, oh, okay, that's, I mean, they were trying, I know there was remember when I did that podcast episode where I talked about like going outside, and there was that one friend that was all like, oh, you need to hang out, go outside more and all of that. In the middle of the pandemic, she talking about, oh, let's go out to a party. This was at the peak of this pandemic, bruh. This is when everybody, like, the coronavirus was ready to eat for everybody. And she invited me to it, and I'm not like, no, I'm not going to no party. Like, when this pandemic is over, he can come back out here, and then we can have a party, but I'm not going to no party. Like, yeah, that was wild when she invited me to that. I'm like, oh, nah, you something, Nah, I don't. I'm like, there people, but nah, man. I'm telling you, like, I know people probably ask me, like, how was it out here and stuff, you know, with the pandemic. People was, like, following, like, all the rules, like, with wearing the mask and what other stuff. Like, you know, everybody was, like, somewhat, like, chilled about it, but then you had those out there that just, you know, they were like me at the start of it all, like, wasn't caring and stuff. And so, anyways, but yeah, I was like, hey, yo, I was chilling. But no, after me and the district manager, after he hung up, I remember I kind of just sat there for a while and was just like, dang, like, that really happened. Like, man, I don't know how to take that in. But hey, I was just like, you know what, I can't be mad, because I'm like, this is what I wanted. You know, I wanted to just have like free time, or just, you know, be able to do YouTube full time and stuff. So I wasn't mad, honestly. I know people would probably be like, oh, were you mad, or were you, know, how was you, where were you mentally? Honestly, I was good. I was all like, dang, all right, this is, you know, because I know I had always told, there's the one manager there, but me and her, we were like, we're friends and stuff, so I don't know. I mean, she was my manager, but I'll more so call her my friend, like, because we were out there chilling and cracking jokes on each other and stuff. But I remember I always would tell her, like, oh, I'm going to be so dramatic when I quit this place. I told her all the time, like, yo, when YouTube takes off, like, I'm gonna be overly dramatic. I'm going to come through here with one of them hoverboards and a fur coat and with some, like, shades, like them, like, Ray J shades when you can flip them down and stuff. Oh, I told her all the time, and, you know, but I didn't know it was going to be because of the pandemic. Like, that's why I was going to leave. And so, you know, it was weird, man. Yeah, it was like God works in mysterious ways. I didn't, you know, my thing was is like, I didn't want to leave that place because of the pandemic. You know, if they were to, like, open it back up and things, I would still, like, you know, I would go back there and things. But, and like, now I'm like, no, I'm chilling with content creating. I'm cool with what I'm doing now and stuff. I mean, it's getting the bills paid and all of that. So I maintain, you know, my area with YouTube and stuff, and, you know, overall just killing it and things. But yeah, like, I just, you know, it was just crazy to, you know, think like this was gonna be the reason why. And it was so crazy though, because I remember, like, right before I had left, the one cook, Nate, that went back to Asia, I don't know, like, where exactly he went back to, but I just know that they say he moved back to somewhere in Asia. But anyways, I remember, like, right before I left, we kind of was just, like, you know, looking at each other, just, like, laughing a little bit, because we were all like, well, we don't know what's going to happen, so see you when I see you, I guess. And that was, like, our, like, last, like, you know, like, conversation with each other and stuff. We just looked at each other and was just like, all right, well, guess I'll see you when I see you, and see you when this is all over with. But then next thing you know, like, we were all like, no, we didn't realize that was like that meme where they always say, like, you guys was like, you and your friends was hanging out for the last time, like going out on a bike ride, or just, you know, doing some old kid adventures and something. Like, y'all was doing that for the last time, and I honestly did not think that was gonna be it. Cause I mean, so, and then, like, after that, like, I remember I went to the mall at one point in time, and I didn't realize, like, every store was closed. Like, bro, I have never seen it, okay, in the middle of the day, like, in the middle of the week, okay, middle of the day, when you go to a mall and every store is closed. There ain't nobody, there's barely anybody there, bruh. And I was like, bro, this is so wild. I remember going there and they had up all these signs saying, oh, this store is going to open up in April. This store is going to open up in April. This store. And so I think it was I think it was long after April. I think it was maybe like June, July. That's when places had started opening back up. Like, I think because I remember that's when the mall closer to my house had opened back up. This was like another mall. Yeah, I remember the mall closer to my house opened back up. But stores was kind of like, skeptical of whether they should be open or not. And so, yeah, they kind of just had it where, people had to practice social distancing and all that. I mean, the basics. I think everybody knows that. But anyways, yeah, man, it was crazy them last few days working and stuff. And I remember like prior before them last like 2 days where it was just so slow. Like, it was busy. Like, people was coming down, like it was like, nothing was going on. Like, we wasn't really taking the pandemic serious or the virus seriously at first. And then it was like, as the time progressed on, and it was like, oh, okay, like, no, this is some real life stuff right here. So yeah, it was wild. It was honestly one of the wildest things ever. I was not expecting it to go down like that. And so yeah, once when it did, I was like, wow, this is crazy. So, but anyways, hold on for 1 second. Alright, I'm back. I just had to post a gaming video on my channel real quick. I try to like get videos out every single day, and it was legit 11:58, and I'm like, I posted a video in 1 minute. That's probably the fastest the video's ever been posted. I literally just typed the video zombies, said I posted the video at the last minute. Already had like my social media stuff copied down. Like, I made sure that I have that copied down for my videos. Copied and paste that. Didn't put no tags in. Ads, monetization, all of that, turned all that stuff on, published the video in 1 minute. 1 minute. So yeah, that was fast, man. But anyways, yeah, I was gonna end this podcast episode right before I had kind of took a moment. But anyways, yeah, I appreciate you guys for supporting me throughout the pandemic. I know the pandemic is almost over in a way, but yeah, I appreciate the support. Appreciate everything you guys did. I really do. Yeah, overall, I mean, still it's like ain't nothing gonna change. I'm still gonna be doing what I've been doing throughout the pandemic, and that's just putting in work. Probably, if anything, I'm gonna be putting in more work now that the pandemic is almost over and stuff. So expect a lot of different contents from me coming out here soon and things. But anyway, yeah, probably doing podcast. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely be doing some podcast episodes with some friends. What else? Yeah, some more collaborations, vlogging, and all of that. So expect a lot of content from me coming out here soon. But in that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 34 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you do the same for my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your next purchase. The code might work for you. It might not work for you. I really don't know what's going on with my code right now. It might be some pandemic stuff still going on, so I don't know. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.